I've been waiting for this opportunity to speak to you for a while. And I'm going to let you know right off the bat, I'm not going to sugarcoat any of it. Most of you are going to find what I talk about very unpleasant. But after dealing with the effects of the actions of this board majority and hearing the misinformation and at times outright lies by some of you, I can only assume you're in dire need of a history lesson when it comes to teachers and students of Evergreen. Maybe it will also clear up some of your own confusion about why 500 plus teachers feel so disrespected by this board that we are begging our community to put students first and elect new board members. So let me start with this. The teachers of this district have not only spent our entire careers meeting the needs of our students, but we have also compromised with this administration during the most difficult years of the recession, ensuring our district remained fiscally solvent while continuing to educate our students. We endured years of 0% salary increases. At the same time, changes in our healthcare that shifted costs from district to employees, slashed classroom budgets, and significant increases in workload when we had K-3 go from 20 to 1 to 24 to 1. And while teachers endured not only rapidly rising costs of living with stagnant wages and increases in workload, the district grew its reserve from $12.5 million at the start of the recession to nearly $21 million at its height in 11-12, nearly 7 times the state mandate. And even when state funding finally started to recover, rather than recognize that it was employees' sacrifices that kept this district going, we still had to deal with the same unreliable sky is falling projections that never ever came to fruition. Furthermore, this district has been incredibly negligent in dealing with the very serious problem of declining enrollment. We have lost 2,500 students in the last few years, and we're projected to lose more. Contrary to what some on this board tell our community, declining enrollment has nothing to do with our attractiveness. It's not anyone's fault. It's a result of the astronomical housing prices, cost of living, and a birth rate that declined during the recession. However, our funding is based on enrollment. So if we do not consolidate schools, all students will continue to be faced with cuts like increased class sizes and slashed programs. In a moment, I'm going to show you, contrary to what the administration states and some of the board members believe, teachers are becoming less and less of a priority to this district. That though we continue the important work of educating our future, oftentimes with less resources and less district time to adequately learn all of the curriculum that we need to do, we are falling behind our peers both in surrounding districts as well as our peers with similar education levels in the private sector. So we're going to take a look at the facts. I'm going to present to you some of the things that were from our binder, and all of the information came from district documents. They came from unaudited actuals, interim reports, July budgets, and J90s. So I'm going to hand you each one of these. Sorry, this isn't. You've seen this, but just so you two are good. Yeah. This isn't the binder. This is just one little section of the binder. So, and I'm not going to go through every single one just because of time, so I'm just going to highlight a couple, and I would appreciate when you have time if you would go through some of the other ones.
And just to let you know, the board received a copy of the binder as well.
Okay, because I was unsure from some of the things that I've been hearing through different sources. So fact number 1, the district's effort to provide bargaining unit salaries has declined significantly over the last 6 years. So if you just flip the page, there you can see when we talk about percent of total outgo, how much the district is spending each year. Bargaining certificated salaries in 12-13 were 50.78% of total outgo. In 17-18, it had dropped to 43.87%. Fact 2, though the district regularly asserts an increasing expenditure in the area of health benefits, spending in this area has consistently declined in relation to percent of total outgo. Furthermore, with the district switch to CISC, the decline will become even more pronounced, and then you can see those are the projections from the CBO. So if you turn the page, this is all employee health benefits, by the way, it's not just our group. In 12-13, it was 15.17% of total outgo. In 17-18, 12.91%. Fact number 3, with the implementation of LCFF, the district began seeing yearly increases in revenue. Rather than seeing a maintenance of effort in total salary and benefit costs, there's been a significant decline in percent of total outgo in that area. So again, we're looking at total salary and benefits. In 12-13, 88.97%. In 17-18, 85.39%. I just have 2 more that I'm gonna talk about. There's like 11 of them, but I'm gonna just do 2 more. Fact number 4, and this one's really important. Despite multiple claims of impending district insolvency and first interim reports of qualified status, this district has always stayed well above the mandated 3% reserve. Additionally, in the June budget, the district is projecting a measurable increase to the reserve. So if you turn the page, here's the total unrestricted ending balance. And you can see the 3%, that's the state mandate. And you can see we are always well above that 3%. And then if you just kind of flip it to the next one, you can see here was a 3-year projections of the ending balance. So in 15-16, the projection was that 17-18, there'd be 13.4 million. In 16-17, that was changed to 23.1 million. When the unaudited actuals actually came out, the unending balance was 26.4 million. These are not reliable indicators of what is going to happen in our district. And the last one, I just want you to go to 7. So if you can go to fact 7. And please, when you have time, look at the rest of them. Salary increases for certificated employees over the last 10 years have not kept up with inflation. So if you look at the chart, you can see in 07-08 we got 4.05%, and then 5 years of 0%. And that's when everything was really going bad in the economy. Finally, we were able in 13-14 to get the 3%. It was not retroactive. 14-15, 3.25. 15-16, 4, not retroactive. And then 2%. And so far, we do have the TA, but so far we're at 0% for last year. If you look at the total, we are not even 16.3% in cost of living, 29.1%. This is sad. We are not a priority to this district. So keeping that kind of to the side, I have just a couple little things to tell you about. Besides those facts that show a district that does not value the very people that make the biggest impact on the students of Evergreen, teachers have endured outright lies by some of the members of this board. First, we have never proposed more than a 0.5% salary increase during the 17-18 bargaining days. And just in case you don't believe me, I have a copy of our proposal.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have this, right? So our very first proposal came in January. And you can see the very first thing we asked for is a 0.5%. And the second outright lie that I have heard is that we asked for full payment of our president's compensation. But again, if you look at this first proposal, that is not true. We asked to reimburse the district for BA plus 30 step 5 as a way to recognize the fact that having a full-time release president is a value to the district as well. He is able to attend to issues both policy and personnel immediately. He is able to represent teachers at district committees and events that happen in the middle of the day when everyone else is teaching. However, that issue was pretty much moot, since if you check our second proposal, which was a month later, we had already dropped that. And in place of that item, we had the looking into a JPA to realize the district's savings, which, as we all know, without the help of this board, we were able to have an advisory vote and then help the district move to CISC before the clock ran out and we were able to realize those savings. But maybe one of the most frustrating of all lies by some of the members on this school board is that this board is not for raising class sizes and cutting student programs. Here,
is this relevant?
I'm sorry, but that was very rude. Am I not allowed to speak at a board meeting?
I've given her the floor.
What is that?
It's okay, Suzanne. It's okay, Suzanne, take a breath.
Here is the district's proposal, which is either directed by the board or approved by the board. It's 23 pages of nothing but cuts. No improvement to student programs, no talk of smaller class sizes. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. And without teachers collectively standing up against the district and the board, our students would have suffered the effects of those cuts. Cuts that would have seriously eroded the quality of education in Evergreen. We were the only ones between our students and higher class sizes for our youngest children. We were the only ones between them and an art program slashed in half. We were the only ones between them and losing highly qualified teachers. Because no amount of double talk or misrepresentation can change the fact that avoiding school consolidation as we continue to bleed students will not come at a cost to students and programs. I told you it was going to be unpleasant. The damage this board has done is almost immeasurable. You brought us to the brink of a strike with both your actions and your inactions. For the first time in our entire history, Evergreen School District was facing the very real possibility, one that even felt imminent, of a strike because of this board and administration. A strike that would have been extremely painful for teachers and students, but at the same time necessary to ensure continued student programs in class size numbers. We pushed the district to do the right thing for our students. We demanded better for our families, and we are the ones responsible for this agreement. And we're not going to let you get away with taking any credit for it.